Good evening. Scotland should be handed full powers over fishing quotas after Brexit. That's the message from Rural Economy Secretary Fergus Ewing. It follows concerns this week that the UK could remain in the EU Common Fisheries Policy if the transition period is extended, something industry leaders here are keen to avoid. It's an industry at the centre of the Brexit negotiations. Today, a fresh plea for fishing powers to be transferred to Scotland once the UK has left the EU. It's expected the EU Common Fisheries Policy, which currently sets out fishing rules, will be replaced after Brexit. Industry leaders hope to operate as an independent coastal state, and the message from them is clear: the sooner this happens, the better.
The fishing industry will not tolerate constitutional wrangling or arm wrestling for political reasons. It's pretty simple. We have a possibility of doubling the economic activity and making us a world-class sustainable seafood nation. Literally the world seafood stage. We would overtake Iceland as an independent coastal state. Then there is much to gain.
But navigating a way through these turbulent times could prove tricky. Earlier this year, French and UK trawlermen were involved in violent clashes over shellfish in the English Channel. It's expected the UK will remain part of the CFP during a transition period, but manage its own interests from 2020. Fergus Ewing says the UK should respect devolved settlements. After it emerged, the transition period could be extended. In a statement, the UK Government's Department for Environment, Food and Rural Affairs said they recognise the importance of fishing and would continue to safeguard the interests of fishing communities. They added that they were committed to respecting devolution settlements in the upcoming Fisheries Bill. With Brexit talks still ongoing, it's clear fishing will remain on the political agenda as pressure mounts on the Prime Minister to deliver a deal. A 38-year-old woman has died after a crash near Trump International Golf Links in Aberdeenshire. The one-vehicle crash happened at around 3 p.m. yesterday on the old A90. The road was closed for several hours. Police are appealing for witnesses. Now, a cheese company which was linked to a fatal E. coli outbreak has held an open day as it fights to rebuild its reputation. Errington Cheese's products were banned after more than 20 people fell ill in 2016. The company has since won a legal case over its food hygiene practices, as Kay Nicholson reports.
This cheese here has got holes in it, so it lets the oxygen in, which allows the mould to develop.
These visitors were eager to learn about the cheese-making process today, but Errington Cheese has only recently been able to sell its products again after it was blamed for an E. coli outbreak 2 years ago. The firm has always disputed claims by Food Standards Scotland that its Dunsire blue cheese caused the illness, which led to the death of a 3-year-old girl.
It's extraordinary that in Scotland today you can be accused effectively of killing somebody and there's no judicial examination of the evidence. It's left us awake at night worrying about it. From what our experts have told us, the investigation was flawed and therefore lessons which should have been learnt have not been learnt.
The company laid off 12 staff while South Lanarkshire Council seized other batches, claiming it was not fit for human consumption. But its owners feel vindicated after a sheriff ruled that its products were made in a safe and hygienic way.
It's hoped this open day will mark a fresh start for the company. Its owners know it will take time to build back up, but they seem to have the support of locals.
It's just fab to be able to come along and see where it's all made, talk to the people that make it and buy the cheese again.
We love the Dunsire Blue and the other cheese made by Errington's here, and we felt they had a rather hard time the last few years.
Food Standards Scotland wouldn't comment further today, but it has stood by its decision to link Dunsire Blue to the E. coli outbreak, saying there was robust evidence. The Errington family will now be hoping to draw in new customers to keep this small rural business afloat. Kay Nicholson, STV News, Carnwath.
Football, and Rangers beat Hamilton 4-1 this afternoon. A goal from Ryan Kent put the Light Blues in front shortly before half-time. However, Stephen Boyd levelled the Accies in the 80th minute, but 2 late penalties converted by James Tavernier and a goal from Alfredo Morelos moved Rangers up into 5th place in the Scottish Premiership. And finally, a village in Glasgow has been decorated with thousands of hand-knitted poppies in tribute to those who fought and died during the First World War. The community of Carmunnock has been working together to create the display, as Courtney Cameron now reports.
This is the sea of hand-knitted poppies residents in Carmunnock have been working on for almost a year.
We originally were only going to do the war memorial and the side of the church, but we got such a fantastic response that we said, right, well, we'll do the railings, we'll add this on and add that on.
Carolyn came up with the idea after visiting a town in North Yorkshire that had a similar display. She said Carmunnock wanted to do something special to mark World War I's centenary.
Everybody in the village came together and they've all got lots of different roles. So as much as I possibly came up with the idea, hundreds of different people developed the idea after that.
It's been the whole village that's been involved in it. 70 people have been helping every Monday and Thursday, attaching poppies to the netting, helping me do the bunting.
On this wall behind me, there are 7,500 handmade poppies alone. Each of the garlands lead to the graves of soldiers that died during the First World War. After researching soldiers from the village who never came home, Ian Loudon visited their graves in France and Belgium to pay tribute and share this special display with them.
So we took a little wooden cross which we got from the Lady Hague Fund, plus the Carmunnock poppies, and also a little message from the people of Carmunnock to lay down at the graves as well, to say that these men had not been forgotten, even though they were quite far away and had died 100 or so years ago.
This is a nice colour, I like this colour.
As the finishing touches are put in place, everyone is doing their bit to ensure the spectacle is ready for Armistice Day. Courtney Cameron, STV News, Glasgow.
That's all for now. Have a very good evening. Bye-bye.